don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children?
I didn't know that was a thing. For the longest time, like, I randomly started to see Somalian memes pop up on my Twitter feed, and I had no idea where those came from because I guess I don't know much about Minnesota. But eventually I started to see memes about Somalians saying that Minnesota was given to them like 2,000 years ago, right? I saw a handful of memes talking about that type of things. And eventually I stumbled upon this.
Children. There's no children inside this building.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP.
Estimated stolen by scammers, 9 billion. Somalians GDP, 12 billion. Minnesota Social Services fraud scandal. Federal prosecutors, the World Bank. What the fuck? Careful, Korean Minnesota, baby. The government might disappear you. I'm fucking Peru. Allegedly, the government is letting it happen. They don't give a fuck. What is this? What is happening? How?
These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes.
Oh no.
Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the U.S. taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders
Jesus!
who let this happen. And to make this happen, I met up with the
Shouldn't let somebody that is so fat into power, actually. They're probably gonna eat the money away.
His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked.
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is
That's
here,
insane. Only on public spending?
Of all of this fraud, and I would see these child care centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see
like
the
a
same
building
thing.
for kids, for Somalian kids.
Where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation, contributing.
Yeah, like they're helping
but they
each
never
other.
had a passenger, never, ever once.
Oh.
And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation.
What?
So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how
There's
many
something
of these
so infuriated
companies are
about
there?
seeing people get
And
more
research
mad at
came
people
back that
asking
there are
questions rather than the
1,020
actual
of
criminals.
them,
Yes!
and
That
more than
woman was
800 of them
practically
are
throwing
Somali
herself over that dude.
Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork.
Let me know if the
How are you
volume is
getting all
okay.
this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research.
Sorry.
And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
Shit.
All this paperwork right here.
Kirsha has been cooperated before it blew out, really? I haven't been keeping up, so I don't know. But this is crazy. What the fuck? Do you remember I told you something similar happens in Peru as well? Like, they want to keep you thinking that everybody is extremely poor down here so they can take your charity money. Remember I mentioned that? I think I mentioned it like a very long time ago, because when I met people like Nemi, I told her like, oh yeah, over here that we live pretty normally. I mean, the dollar is very expensive, but we eat food, we like go to school and everything, and people speak English as well. Like it's not uncivilized. I don't think it's as bad as in other places on the world around the world. Like, I think we should be technically a second world country. And I was trying to explain, and she was like, "What the fuck is it?" I thought you guys, I thought there was only llamas on there, and I think that's on purpose.
What are we looking at?
The areas of fraud
Kirsten's doing
that
God's work, absolutely.
I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address, and together they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100
that could
times.
also definitely.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycare.
Aside from all of this happening, that could very easily, if there's no children, who tells you that they are not being trafficked either, you know? That sort of thing, it amazes me that nobody has checked upon that, because it's like, you give them the money and then you don't even send someone, a representative, to check on what they're doing. Like, they could be doing even worse stuff than just stealing money. It's still very bad, right? Because it's a shit ton of money, but aside from that, God knows, it could snowball into something even bigger. I hate the public sector.
There's these childcare centers
Absolutely.
getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up
For
on all
Somalians?
of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the
Okay,
transportation.
wait.
A lot of those same names appear.
Is this a part of, like, whenever the government tries to help out minorities? Or was this, like, completely untied to that, and it was meant to be adult daycare, child daycare, and healthcare for anybody? Because that would make it even worse. It's like you try to help them out because you know their situation, that they fucking steal money from the taxpayers.
A lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same
Somali
address.
healthcare.
There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows, they're writing the checks. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people
They're giving
in
them
Minnesota
everything in order to
that
forget
if
their
I
votes.
do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist.
Okay, but aside from that, they don't even speak English. They only speak Somalian, so how do you understand what they're saying? Isn't that insane to you? You're giving a fat, gigantic taxpayer dollar check to somebody that doesn't even speak fucking English to spend it in something that is supposed to help them out. And then there's no children anywhere. These probably bureaucrats wanting to be seen as helping minorities by giving them money. They don't even care about how the funds are even used. Yeah, absolutely. Aside from that, like, just the vote itself, but rather, I don't know, shouldn't they be at least required to speak the language so you can have you can ask them, where is it going? Where's the money going? This is insane. This is like complete, utter, inexcusable. They could say that it was like mismanagement from the people that gave them money, right? But at the same time, you're supposed to send somebody to check upon that. Like, I'm pretty sure that you need, I don't know, like somebody to review that the money that you have sent them is being used towards the riot thing that you were supposed to give them the money for? I don't know.
Or an Islamophobe, and they're afraid of their own shadow, and I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud, and they just want to bury their heads in the sand.
Imagine all the Minnesota
people.
people.
Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever.
That's
in
too
history.
much. That is
Anywhere.
insane.
We're gonna go confront these people. We're gonna go to these daycare centers.
It's really like the biggest scandal in America
Okay,
right
so
now.
we
That
have to
should be the
careful
biggest scandal in
because these
America
people
right
are
now.
Very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of
exceptionally
Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon.
Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child.
The same people who don't care about this fraud also want the free shit from our government. Absolutely. But this should be national news. This should be international news. Like, you don't understand. I think that the world looks up to America whenever it comes to anything like public investment, public relations, and everything. Like, this is insane. This is something that should be everywhere. And something that other countries should probably learn about.
Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, $1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about $800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
5
Outside of
million.
it.
Well, this is actually two daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these.
Also, why would the government give them that much? It's a daycare. Why would they need $1 million yearly? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, bro, my daycare needs a cool mill to keep running. Jesus Christ. Oh no. Imagine if this happened in any other point in time. These people would be banished 100 years ago. Yes. Just the uproar from the locals. The locals are supposed to get that as an investment in I don't know, infrastructure or something, you know? Freaking roads or I don't know, recreation centers where the people that actually live in the community and have been living there paying taxes, and their grandparents have been paying taxes, and then his great grandparents were also paying taxes in the same place, you know? And then when people want to cut this, they say, oh, so you want to cut the childcare? You're a scumbag. No, there's no children. Where are the supposed Somalian children? They don't exist. I don't like the French, but guillotines, it's too crazy. The thing is, Peruvian news would never cover this because we only get the left-wing version of US media, and only a small biased summary during the international news section in most channels. Oh, absolutely. But I would still see these being published by at least, like, I don't know, other international sources. Like, freaking, I don't know, European sources maybe. Or something. Because it's like the biggest tax investment fraud in America, probably in the latest 20 years. and even more. I have no idea. I've never heard about something like that happening. Maybe you guys have, but I have no idea.
Facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are
Oh my
blacked out right
God.
here. All right, let's go in. And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell?
Yeah.
Try to get in, rang the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized
an
building. There'd
average
be maybe like a playground or something.
Dude that lives in the same place be able to enter and ask them, hey, can I get the records of what's going on here, like where you are investing stuff, how much you wasted on it? That should be public information, because it's public's money, you know? It should be public information. You should be able to just ask for it and then get it and then review if there's anything that seems like overspending.
Something outside, or
There's no play area for the kids.
And that
So,
too, it's a fucking
Where are the
building
kids?
with blackouts.
Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child
Holy
at this building.
shit.
Right there.
oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming
Yeah,
through.
they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No, can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
It's
Doesn't
not
know
her
if she's ever
building, but
seen
she
child
just
here.
entered.
All right, let's go to the next location. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This
That
one,
might be a mafia.
in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally 1 block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here.
All right, let's see. And I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because
This
I don't
door
think
is locked.
This
I don't
facility
think
is
they should be
licensed
able
for
to tell you
40
only
children.
Somalian children can go to this
0
daycare.
children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen
But
a
even
child
if it was
here,
for
ever.
Somalian
The only thing I've ever
people that
seen
are
is
in
someone
need,
standing outside smoking.
What's crazy
just
about this is
bullshit.
that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars.
bruh.
I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door.
Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare.
And after a few questions, the lady went silent.
Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Child
If you
Care.
put it
We're in the middle of a strip mall here
FOIA
inside of this
request, you'll either be
neighborhood.
stonewalled or
fiscal
charged
year
literally hundreds of
2025,
thousands of
This
millions,
facility,
if not millions,
which
to
says
receive
it's
it.
licensed for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I tried to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door.
I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cause I need
you
a
mean
spot to put my son
why?
Joey.
It's a fucking daycare. What do you think they're
Is
gonna
this
go
your
there?
daycare center?
No, so I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They
Huh?
got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they
can
have
tell
a
that these
capacity for
guys-
74 children.
Going to
Where?
play the
No, where?
victim.
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when
Or were you
worked
there before? Are you a
Kids there, kids
teacher?
there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know.
Are you a
You don't
baby
know.
carer?
Yeah.
You work there. Okay, well then you're not of any
I
help.
would have
Can I
been.
put my son in
I
the
would've been
daycare
more
here?
straight to the point.
I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No.
I would have been
Yeah, I would
ruler.
like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare
Who's your
center?
son,
How you know
Joey?
my son?
No!
You know my son?
Liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
What the fuck?
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
She's the least threatening guy here.
You said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now,
Well, the
they're
actual
all getting
fuck,
mad because
yes.
he's showing the paperwork
It's like
of
they know a
this business
script.
being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But now
where did
they're
this
all
money
getting mad.
go? What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on?
It's like they know a script. It's like they told them if anybody approaches you asking questions, tell them that you're scared of them or they're racist or something. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? These people don't believe in kindness, only gain by any means necessary. Sadly, that's the reality of a lot of people that have lived to drought, in my opinion. It's really hard for them to not think about only themselves. I'm not excusing them. I'm just trying to make an explanation to why somebody would go to those lengths, you know? It's too much. Embezzlement classes start at noon. At 8 p.m. in the daycare.
There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner. I'm the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the
not my
owner
proof.
if you're
That's
telling me
not
to
my
talk
proof.
to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
Jesus Christ.
Does anybody?
Why is she screaming?
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children?
Oh shit.
Are these children missing? It's not my
Yes.
business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers.
It's everyone's business.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
She's screaming.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day.
Yeah.
As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city.
And now we're being followed by the Somalis.
There's
This is another
no
daycare
way.
center. Absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9
two.
million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years.
Why are they
That
following
facility
them?
Right there.
They have to all know each
And
other.
now we have
or,
a group of
like,
Somalis telling us in our
be an
vehicle right now.
organization.
From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this
Leering.
fraud is here at this daycare.
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up!
said
Why?
they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
And
That
what do you
is
think
nice.
about this
What the
place
fuck
being
are you
licensed for
talking about, woman?
99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million
Don't
over the
open up! It's ice!
$4
Did
million
somebody call
in the
her?
last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know
Oh
what
my
it-
god, the
Welcome
fucking
here.
car.
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally,
Open up!
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
Why is she
I don't
doing
care
that?
who you are, you don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children right here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
Yeah, it should be worrisome as like a...
Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding.
I think that you could make
You
a
know where the
case
children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away?
regarding... Yeah, I think that they should make a case regarding that. Like, to focus on the children disappearing. There's a certain amount of children registered, and somebody has to come up to them and ask them where they are, if they're at home, and why they're not at the daycare, or why they're, like, their parents have signed them up, but they're never there, you know? I think you could go towards that way, because that would mean child endangerment. Maybe these people don't care about I am aware. I'm just trying to tell you, it might be a good legal way to approach that. Nothing they say to the lady will present her because she knows she's part of a criminal conspiracy. Absolutely. I know there are no children. They literally vote to stick coat hangers up their vaginas to get rid of. Yeah, okay. All I see, I can think of is TOS violations. All right, makes sense. Because mean words would hurt her worse than starving would. What an idiot! Nothing but scream and don't open up. What the thing is that she doesn't even know who these guys are. How do you think? Why do you think they're eyes? Because they have a camera. Boomer fatigue on top of other previously existent forms of fatigue. The non-existent Somalian children know how to operate iPads. So if kids really went missing, she'd think it was just fine. Yeah, maybe. Maybe she's the type of woman. Oh my god.
Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the
Yeah,
children?
that's a very good
See 'em.
question.
I've been here
That's a very,
since
very good
2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years.
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's if they get caught for that's a federal offense.
Yes, it's
I know,
not
I
even a
studied law.
federal offense.
And do you think
It's
Tim
like,
Waltz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this.
it's a lot of things. It's not only it's a federal offense. It's made by people who are not qualified. Somebody had to give them the money. Somebody didn't keep up with them after giving the money. It's everything together. It makes no sense. This thing doesn't have any even I don't know an explanation onto how, why. I don't even think, okay, I don't know if this is like public spending in America, how it looks like, but how does a small children's daycare cost $3 million a year? Does that sound reasonable in the spectrum of childcare anywhere else in another state, in another city for Americans? $3 billion. That has to be like a money laundering thing. There's no way. Unless they get overcharged for everything, right? If they get caught, the fraud is in the open and no one at the state level has an intention of doing it. Anything. I think that the population should probably, I don't know, try to reason with them at least. Yup, it's money being stolen. The government doesn't care about wasting your money. Because it's not theirs. I think patriotic citizens should start with a citizen arrest.
What the heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
True.
That's crazy. I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
It's almost fucking intentional to tell you, by the way, we're not actually learning anything here. By the way, we're lying to you, by the way. You know, there's this concept on occultism where in order to not get karma, I know it's a make-believe thing, but in order to not get karma in occultism, the way that you avoid it is by telling people straight to their faces, I am doing this, right? So if it says Lorden, then you already know they're not learning anything. On the federal level, it's incompetence. On the state level, it's straight up corruption. I learned a lot today. This is crazy. I didn't know this was happening. Okay, so when did this even start? That is also something important. Like, I never heard about Somalian people arriving in Minnesota of all places. Maybe they're letting these people get away with these things because they vote for them. Yes, but I'm still outraged. It makes no sense. That supposedly is why they reveal stuff in movies and things. See, we told them we were doing this evil stuff, so it's not our fault. They went along with it. Yeah, I think it's just horribly funny, horribly hilarious. It was an Obama thing. Really? Huh? Layering, which is a more direct way of saying that what they're doing with the children in the first place. Oh my god. You're right. Who is in Minnesota?
Oh my god. Well, yeah, it's just, I've never seen nobody here at all.
So how long have you been living here?
Since 2017.
Wait.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building?
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money.
I wonder.
$1.9 million just this year alone.
Maybe there's more
And this
people
guy's
that
been
knew
living here
about
for
this before.
8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, I see that.
How would they
I've never
have
seen anybody go in there.
children in a place
Within
with no
just a few
windows?
hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
I
This place
see.
is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for
That actually
90
makes a lot of
children.
sense.
And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024,
Sorry,
they
this is
received
insane.
$3
Literally
million.
anything
So
else
in 2 years, they got
would be better than investing in that.
$7 million.
Oh my god.
I mean, they have 90
That's
children
crazy.
every day of the week, 5 days a week.
I
So
mean,
what's the
people
dope?
are making just about more money than
Saint.
NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is it going
Already,
to
yeah, I made it.
terrorism?
You're
Is it-
right in
where
time,
is it going?
Biscuit.
But it's theft, it's fraud, and the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care
Non-existent
about
future
Minnesota.
leaders are
I'm
most
doing this for
poetic.
the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime.
I'm telling you.
of all this time
You
I
put it
spent
straight in
on
your
this.
face.
I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the
What do you mean
daycare?
no? What do you mean no?
Okay, but if can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Should get a Somalian translator.
No, I would like your business card actually.
Should get a Somalian translator and go back.
Okay,
what the
can
fuck
I
is
speak
going
with
on.
somebody?
Somebody that is not from Minnesota.
Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
She has an iPhone.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Would my son little Joey have friends to play with here? No. No. No friends for little Joey.
Yes. Sorry.
Ah, dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day. So little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they are receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him into the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Oh, fucking
Probably,
hell.
so you don't really know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here because there's
Why are you asking us about
the fraud.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. But that's our number on your other call. But this is
What the fuck do you mean this is not a Joey spot?
Ah, okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now the
Doing the whole look, it's all fraud and they're stonewalling us. Why? I think it's ultimately less useful than Veritas, their tier investigation. He's wild, baby. Makes no sense. Oh, why is it not a Joey spot? You know why it's not a Joey spot. Little power abuse. She has a better iPhone than me. Same. Also, if they wanted to investigate, they could have hired a local for this. That is true. I think that they're just pissed off. This guy, the other guy has investigated this a lot. He has all the numbers. The thing is, nobody's doing shit about it. Oh, this one's not even trying to lie. Because I don't think they can lie either, because that's also suable. Why is there a pin clipped? Is there? Scooty did that? Oh yeah. Covering international criminal conspiracies this evening, Biscuit. Yeah. Don't you just love I Love on the Edge of that band bottom, Biscuit? Oh my god. This isn't about investigation, it's about showing an audience how ridiculous the situation is. Yeah, hopefully that shames whoever is administrating this, you know? Hopefully that shows the rest of the world this nonsense. It's technically investigative journalism. It is better to catch them off guard. That is true as well. They have no shame. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because there's technically people living there. There's people living there. Those are not living facilities. It isn't going to shame people. Well, I hope it doesn't shame. I mean, it might not shame them, but at least, like, you know, whatever part of the administration made this happen or let this happen. Yeah, but if this is eye-opening to people, then I really feel like they haven't been paying attention. I didn't know this was happening around. You cannot shame the shameless. Nobody pays attention. Yeah, that's also the hard thing. I didn't know about this. Like, I don't always watch Kirsch. I usually do it for, like, from time to time. Because I'm busy with other stuff. Most people are busy with other stuff. So, I think that, it's good. It's good that people repost stuff. It's good that you share videos, you share that type of thing, so more people know about it, just in case. Okay, let's continue.
won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year, 2025.
Insane.
They had to shut down because there were so many violations. And they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center, LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million.
For that to happen so quickly, there's definitely individuals that would facilitate that. Like, everybody's in on it. Maybe they're even getting a cut. Well-productive members of society are busy upholding and actually enriching civilization. The bureaucrats and ideologues fuck up your shit and tell you it's a good thing.
Got sent to this daycare center.
We have
empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
I knocked on the door. Absolutely nobody was inside, and once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside.
Why would they did that many as well?
Licensed for over 50 kids, no children anywhere, but yet millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble, they had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Millions and millions of dollars, and again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You'd think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would just say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services,
Why?
they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud.
Isn't this
How can you not look and
obvious?
say,
They're in on
wait a minute,
it.
these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the child care centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What
There's
other
no
fraud are they
way.
committing here in Minnesota?
There's no way.
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in the one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here.
I hope you dream of a better
This is
world.
a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
How is nobody looking at these?
The healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
No, it's okay.
Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
No.
Why can't I get healthcare here?
No, wait.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed. This is the strangest place I've
Everybody
ever
is
been to get
covering their
healthcare.
faces. What does that tell you?
Bunch
They know exactly
of
what they're
different
doing.
Places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here.
This is why inheritance
Another
tax and property
healthcare
taxes
company
are
right
bullshit.
here.
Look how
There are
fast they burn through your
3
money.
healthcare companies
Exactly.
Inside of this building right here in this room.
They can't prove that they're doing a good job.
Now we have another Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company.
I hope he has like
Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside
Somebody
this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No.
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare
They
here.
should send a Somalian
David,
on their
this is one of the
cover.
stranger places I've ever been.
They have security with them,
Literally,
right?
Healthcare every door you go to.
I hope.
Yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million. at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentleman matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who...
How is he harassing
Oh, we're just
anybody?
we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So we're...
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
Who the fuck are you, bitch?
This is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue.
So they're untouchable
let's
because
leave.
they're
So,
Somalian.
all right, we're getting escorted
Nobody
out right
can
now.
investigate what
The
they're
police have
doing
arrived.
with public
We were
money.
checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers.
They probably have, I'll have chats together, and they're
Right
like,
here you
this
have
white boy's trying to call our
multifocal home
fucking...
care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in.
Oh, Jesus.
Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and
They probably
Grace
have like a
Care,
chat together.
Right here you have 𝕓𝕦𝕤𝕚, 𝕓𝕤
Right into each other.
Development Association.
There's two white dudes
Minnesota.
trying to tell
Another
us.
child
Hide
care
your
center.
shit.
Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another
I love them for
convenience, home
trespassing,
healthcare,
fucking eunuch.
aid, Inc., and child-friendly space. All these
That
companies
officer
get money
knows it is
from the
bullshit.
government.
Yeah, he
Why would
probably
you
can't
have
do
the
anything.
same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door. Right here, Queenly Home Health Care. It just does not make sense. If you're trying to operate a business, you want to have
There
less
has to be
competition.
laundering
But
stuff.
here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud. Okay?
Mhm.
That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
What do you
I'm just asking you
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't ask me that question again.
Okay.
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Yeah?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confront them about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these
Why is it
home healthcare
something
companies, you're seeing them
bad?
everywhere inside this building.
You're
what kind
living
of
off
fraud are
of
they committing?
taxpayer
So,
money.
There's false
You're not even
documentation being submitted to the state of
American.
Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and
The hard part is you have American-born Somalis who are in on it. Oh, absolutely. That girl that we just saw speaks perfect English. She knows exactly what is happening and is benefiting because her whole family is probably being financed by that thing. They all know. The thing is, it is so frustrating that this system of helping minorities was created with good intentions and it is abused in this way. Because they're sharing money that was made by their ancestors, by their literal family members, by themselves, by paying taxes, by overworking themselves. And I understand charity is a noble cause, alright? But it should never hurt the person that is being charitable. You know what I mean? It's like you're biting the hand that is feeding you. Do they believe that this is going to be forever as well? Are they dumb enough to not have, I don't know, fucking, the concept of time is not working in their minds to think, oh, once they discover this shit, I'm gonna be sent back to Somalia. Instead, I should try working a noble job or something not related to this fraud. I don't know. It's really stupid. I've seen that mentality here as well, and I fucking hate it. I've seen that mentality for people being like, oh, I'm gonna sell this thing on the internet and then never send it, and that way I become rich. And there's people obviously answering, hey, you dumb fuck, don't you understand that you cannot repeat that kind of system? You can't repeat that kind of system. The person that bought from you once is never gonna do it again, obviously. So your money is never going to be perpetual, and eventually, if it's not the police, someone else is going to get your ass. They don't fucking understand. It's like they're retarded. I'm not gonna lie. It's like they're retarded. Baby, don't ask questions about Somalia and the concept of that. How would you feel if you had no breakfast this morning? How would you feel? That is the question. That is the question that we should do whenever they open the door. The last question should be... It's crazy! Because I'm trying so hard to not say anything. It's alright. I'll say it for you. This is fucking stupid. This is too much. Some are dumb, actually. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think that there's also a huge cultural thing that people don't realize. Like, I feel like it's been proven again and again that the reason why people treat each other with courtesy and think about their well-being among each other is because of a certain cultural impact. It's either religion, it's either like something that came through the European immigration or something. But some people are unable to feel empathy on the same level, and it should be normalized that it's not always the case. Of course, there's exceptions, but holy shit, I don't know why you wanna treat somebody with respect when there's they don't understand. Sorry, maybe it doesn't go into my head because this mentality will keep you poor forever. That mentality of stealing, that mentality of committing fraud, that mentality of hurting people will keep you, or the next generation. Maybe it's not you. Maybe the next generation. You'll be poor forever because you cannot overcome your own fucking greediness and be able to choose between doing the right thing or just getting money. Not even a lot of money. I bet these people, as I said, I think they're like the smallest cog of the machine. They're not even getting the biggest cut, but they're the luckies, right? They're gonna take the damage because they will return to Somalia at some point. You know, who knows? I don't fucking know. This chat would move so much faster if we weren't red taped. Absolutely. Being stupid should be against human rights. Not so much today. I'm glad the Joblins are exceeding self-control and not getting involved in TOS trouble over this. We should stream on Kick at some point. You love this place. For biscuit. Oops. It's good that you guys can control yourselves though. Alright, let's continue.
Then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people, saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate
I feel
of around
so
$30
bad about
million
Americans.
for how much fraud is taking place.
So
That is
bad.
a very low estimate. However,
Because here we don't pay
still a
taxes. We don't have to worry about our money getting because most people don't pay taxes. Most people. Of course, the big companies do. But the average Joe doesn't pay taxes, so it doesn't hurt him. But over in America, even the poorest guy pays taxes. So it's too much. It's too much for me. I wish things would be different. I wish things would be better. And it's really hard to see. I think that in these 3 years, I found out more about how the concept that I had of America is so wrong. Because before, this type of things would never be allowed. It's really sad. And I hope you guys can recover from this one way or another. It would take probably like a civil war. But who knows? You pay the hell, dear God. I live in fucking Peru, tax. That's true. I could get murdered. Something similar happened with my mom's husband from Mexico. Oh. Only time will tell. I hope you guys are okay. The economy is taxed enough. Yes. I still really believe you, boss. I didn't think it was this bad. You gotta understand, I was not exposed to that many... I mean, I didn't know that it was slowly growing, that was a problem, but I didn't think that it would escalate to this point. Really, seriously. I didn't think that it would escalate to this point. I'm totally watching a Kick stream. That is a lie.
A lot of money in fraud.
And do you think there is fraud taking place here?
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare.
Jesus fucking
And this
Christ.
one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen.
tell it to her
I knew
face,
this
tell it
video
to her
was gonna be
face.
super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit
If I was
fraud.
American, I'd probably try doing this. Probably not record and put it on the internet, but I'd be like, I have papers here that prove that you've been fucking up. We chose you. So speak. Because you guys, it's... Even if you could say that it's similar to here, if that happens here, you probably would get killed rather easily. Or... I don't know, violently taken out, you know. But I feel like over there, that's less reasonable because there's an overall, I mean, not always, but there's an overall idea that if something happens to you, somebody else needs to take the torch. I really wish we had snow here. I endorse filming tiny adorable Latina woman chasing down government officials and accusing them of fraud. Hey, do you see this paper here? It says that you gave the Somalians $100 billion. Why? What is the reason? Yeah, that would be very funny. There's some Latinas over in Texas that do that actually. I think I followed Latinas for America or some shit like that, and it's exactly that. You could have donated that to me. I could only imagine how bad it is in California. Oh god, I don't even want to think about it. There's a reason journalists are out into the good bugs, quote baby, and sometimes it's not spite. Oh, wait a minute. There's a reason journalists are out in the good bugs, quote. Good bugs? Good bugs? Which one is the good bugs? Quote. What do you mean? I am confused because of the typo, but let me know.
Happening. I did get security for this video, and I
Thank
was able to do
God.
it through the Black Line Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Black Line Guardian, the link's down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, and especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video.
Thank
I'm
you,
just
Dark
giving them a
Knight.
shout
Hope you
out
also
because
had
of
a
how they
good
helped me.
Christmas.
So go down to the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different
Why?
because, according to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but 3 child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child.
That is Somalia and is not insane. Should probably do that. Should probably record the whole thing. Like they should go to Minnesota and tell the government, I want to build a child care clinic and I need this amount of money. Record everything. Do some espionage. Do some civil espionage, I think. I reminded of those daycares that were alleged to have child abuse going on. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That also happens in like public healthcare stuff. Why US government can't do the same in Peru did with Cuban refugees? I don't know what we did to the Cuban refugees. Just give them some ground in who knows where and forget about it. I don't know. Probably because they're getting a cut. I guess you haven't paid attention to the Minnesota-Somalia tribal conflicts. There's tribal conflicts? There's tribes? What? There's like gangs then? I don't imagine Somalis have very progressive ideas about childcare or discipline. We did it. That was in Liberia. Yeah. Yes, boss. What? So it is admitted there are gangs. Then that makes fucking sense. This guy should mention that there are gangs, no? Because I think that would make that would probably make it even fucking worse. Yes, the Somalis are literally bringing tribal police from Somalia to America. It's insane. Who is letting them? What the fuck? Okay, I am going through the rabbit hole of one meme about Minnesota belonging to the Somalis 10,000 years ago. I thought that was a joke regarding how in Somali religion something was mentioned about that, you know, and they think it means Minnesota in their language. That was promised to them as a promised land to them, you know, something like that. I thought that was a joke. Not that I know Somalian, but I'm trying to gesticulate what I think would be an African dialect. You know? I love how this was a Minecraft stream, and now we've smoothly transitioned into learning about how... And I mean, Somalians are defrauding the US of billions of dollars. Very organic transition, I must say. It's because my computer was overheating from Minecraft, and I could just not keep at it. I thought, you know what, we're gonna watch something else. First, we watch how in Korea they treat Jesus as a K-pop idol and sell stuff similar to what they do with K-pop idols, like checkies, like cups, like they have cardboard cutouts of Jesus and everything. It's just a Japan stream, really. As in, some Somalis will always stick with each other, even though the point of attacking other Somalian groups with... As in, some Somalis will always stick with each other, even to the point of attacking other Somalia groups. So, like, if they're not Minnesota Somalia groups, they would fight with them? What the fuck? There's people! They cannot live in regular society! Don't you see that? They attack their own! What happened about carrying the people from the country that you come from? Isn't that insane? That's another step from insane. Could you imagine if an Aztec was still beefing with another tribe in 2025? That actually does happen. Actually, I take my word. Articulate, boss. Gesticulate is gestures. Articulate, sorry. Articulate. Articulate. My opinion. This shit sucks. No, as in their Somalia family clan bonds were brought over to Minnesota. So... Can you do that? Chat, I have family members in America, and it's so fucking hard to get... I mean, I have family members in America that live there, and they're American, and it's so fucking hard to bring your family from Latin America over there. How do Somalians manage to get all of their families over to America? What the fuck? Sorry, I'm very angry. It's insane. It's literally why Somalia mayor/governor candidate lost. Okay.
Childcare centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have two child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you recording?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Why is it?
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child
under
care.
the refugee program.
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year.
Somalia gets a refugee buff.
Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Doesn't matter who I am. I'm a taxpayer. You work for
we
me.
are from ourselves. Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at?
Oh
No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here.
They're fully
no
aware of what
children
they're
inside
doing.
of this daycare
They're
center.
fully aware of what they're doing.
Between those buildings,
What do you mean this is
over
harassment?
$2.6 million. We were just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
So they're so fat.
How come these childcare centers have no children?
Why are they all so fat? I thought there wasn't any food in Somalia. It's like they came to America to eat all the fucking burgers. I know this place could handle 30 children. Exactly, it's small as fuck as well. You can tell that nobody that put that information public on the internet has went to that daycare and actually seen what what everything looks like, you know? They're eating good is why. What the fuck? What the fuck? They see all the junk food and lose their minds. Maybe they literally get free money and don't have to work. She could hide 30 children in her stomach.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere.
Sorry, I am mean. I am sincerely mean.
People deserve to
I
know
am
where
pissed
their
off, that's
taxes
why
are
I'm
going.
mean.
If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue.
Yeah.
This is just fraud at
Exactly.
unprecedented levels here inside of Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside the same building.
They're living there. I think it's rather obvious.
Where is...
It is obvious that they're living there, Chad. They're living in that daycare installation. That's their house. They're using it as their house. Sorry, no mask, no entry. They're not only fake, but also... It is crazy. God damn, girl, you talk very fast. When I get pissed off, I talk very, very fast. I've been told that before.
All the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir.
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where
Who the
is
fuck are you?
the children at these daycare centers if there's
You're
millions
a
of dollars?
public service guy. Tell me your
Oh,
name.
we actually have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where
Also,
the children
by the
are
way,
at.
we have this concept in Peru that is called a book of, I don't know how to translate this, libro de reclamaciones. So basically every single company, every single child daycare, every single one of them has to have a way to input if you had a bad experience with them. It's not online. It's like either something that eventually goes to the owner of that place. They cannot throw you out if you are saying you want that in order to like write something that they have done or something that's bothered you. She forgets to breathe while talking. Exactly. Suggestion box? Yeah, I guess that's how you call it. But at least here, it's obligatory that they have it. And if they don't have it, they get charged a lot of money by the government. And I guess that's the way they keep up with this type of frauds. Or they try to stop them at least. They won't fucking stop them from throwing you out though. It should. It absolutely
I have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me. Period.
Can we talk outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have. She doesn't have permission to record me.
No, you cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where are the children?
I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
So
children?
leave. Please leave.
This
Are
is
there
a world
children
of
here?
Please
suits,
leave.
unfortunately.
Where are the
Yeah.
children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's
We
happening.
are not a child care. We are nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes.
you are.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you. We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
We just want to know where are the
They
children.
have cameras. I can literally see
My
the
name's
cameras
Nick
in the
Shirley.
corner there.
I work for myself. Nick Shirley. Where are the children? Where
There's
are the
cameras
children at?
right there.
Leave.
We just want to know
On the
where are
corner.
the children.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who you work for?
I work for myself. Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking to
the Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to
Then
the right
show
person.
them
Are
who
there
to talk
children
to.
that come here? Answer
You're
the
not
question.
talking
Are
to
there
the right
children?
person. Leave.
There's no children inside this
You
building.
don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him. Plain and simple. Where are the children? Do
There's
children
no
come
children.
here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And They're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that.
Yes, but he has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses...
you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat or just facts that fraud is happening? Because because that's what I heard you talking about. That
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we want
about
to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should
How
we
are you building
enabling fraud to
trust?
happen here?
No.
How are you building trust but not talking about fraud? Wouldn't you build more trust if you talked about the fraud unless you're involved in it? Fucking idiot. They even changed the state flag to look like the Somalia flag. There's no fucking way. I'm gonna Google that later.
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me?
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me like
are
that.
you going to say to her, I'm a disability advocate.
I heard you, and
get
we got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud
She's
is happening
escaping.
here.
Catch her. She
And
cannot
it's
run
not
too
a
fast.
nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud is happening.
Maybe she's afraid because an Afro-American person is talking to her. If this dude cannot go into the daycares and ask questions, this woman also shouldn't be fucking allowed to tell this guy, you seem to be a little too aggressive right now. You seem to have raised your voice. How? Everything should be held in the same way. And it is not, because it's convenient. It's convenient. I find it so interesting that women in politics go so easy on crime when they should know how dangerous it can be for women on the streets. They don't give a fuck. They always say they care about other women, but it's never the case. If you care about someone, you don't have to parade yourself and tell everybody, I actually do care a lot about this thing. It's always the opposite. The people that need to tell you that they care about something don't really care. Especially politicians. Whenever they say something like, oh, we're trying to support women, we're trying to help the women's rights. Who do you think is more likely to get jumped on the street? Who do you think it's more likely to have something happen to them? Yeah. So like we have like a shit tons of statistics of that happening.
Happened
But
underneath
alright.
Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with
She's running out of
veterans.
breath.
We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue.
We're not talking about that. You've been faced with trying to basically derail the conversation about an actual fraud happening that is connected to immigrants. If you had the best interest about helping this type of people because you're a Democrat, you should try your bestest to fix that. Because otherwise, I don't know, it's so obvious that they're trying to do that. They're either laundering money or it's votes. It's free votes. Your president is responsible for the thing he is trying to end. Yeah, what about this other thing? Yeah, you know what? What about this other thing, you know, related to the person that you're most likely to support? Does that delete what you have just done? Does that erase our memory? Maybe it does for retards. But I have the literal video of you saying, actually, it's not big of a problem. Actually, we should focus on something else. When you're a representative of the literal state, place that you're in right now, you should talk about the thing that should matter to you in that place. Because otherwise, you should represent all of America instead of Minnesota. You know what I mean? Trump is taking our health. That's why we can't do anything about fraud. I said orange mustache man name your mom, Chad.
And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Was that really the case? I'm sincerely asking because I haven't seen the whole meeting. He didn't show it, but I really doubt that's the case. Whatever makes the money of all kinds flow is fine by them. That's the payroll behind the doors, and for what is the question? Was that the case? Fuck no!
Okay. Well, you saw what happened there?
The state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother.
That's actually fucking scary. They attacked the guy that has a lot of the information. They could attack this guy for saying his opinion. They could attack his little brother for saying his opinion. Him or his little brother that have autism, or the people that he's representing, are being told, we actually have an autism center over in Minnesota. Imagine the amount of mothers of autistic children that go to that place and then they are told that they cannot let their children in. Who is this guy? Probably a guy that lives in Minnesota that is voicing his opinion. Imagine if it was a woman asking these questions. I doubt these Somalis would be so hands off. That's the thing. I think that there should always be a consideration on cultural differences whenever any type of decision is being taken regarding people from another country. Can I enroll my child in your center? Why? Because he's autistic. No, he was not welcome. Why? Because he's not Somalian. It's insane. It's insane, chat.
My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care.
I would like to see the news about if there's been any sort of attacks in Minnesota for like average people that were just walking by and there's been violent attacks towards them. Because that's what this type of things create. If there's like gangs, that means that not only this is happening, chat, but there's violence involved as well. The place that you live in is no longer safe. And that's the scariest thing. Well, consider sending you right the fuck back, maybe. Remember that the mainstream economic theory is that running of debt will basically never come back to bite you in the ass. No one cares about overspending in the government. Insane. I like this guy. I think he's obviously the person that lives there is voicing his opinion. Even if he looks a little silly because he gets so, you know, histrionic. Still very valid. It's valid. It's fucking valid. Think of this overstimulated guy hadn't been in the lady's face. That interaction could have gone a little more productively. I don't know. Because she was already escaping. Let's watch that bit again.
He's all
going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses?
you are.
My name is Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening?
She's going away. She was not gonna talk to him.
Well, because that's what I heard you talking about.
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we want
about
to build, we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to
When are you
happen.
gonna hold Governor Walz accountable for this?
Pretty fucking based. He's part of your party. He's part of a political party, or like there represents the Democrats there. That is the question that he had to ask, in my opinion. Like, get him out of the place that he is in. He's fucked up this badly. You have to do something about it. You have a voice and a say in that group, right?
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes
See?
or no?
Excuse me?
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me like
Are
that...
you the state? I'm a disability advocate.
I heard you, and
get
we got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue.
Not even when that think tank in Minnesota that was investigating fraud had their office firebombed. It's a low-level politician. They have no intention of speaking the truth. Part of your party, yes. So accusing one is accusing all. They'll just circle in the wagons. The thing is, what he's saying is valid, but he gave her a necessary excuse to run away. Yeah. That is also why it's important to remain a little calmer with this type of situations, I think. But the thing is that sometimes the anger is and the frustration is so big, because I bet this guy is not the first time he's confronted her. I bet it's not the first time that he's talking about this issue. His demeanor. I get that. But also, I think that it's something to be expected. Something to be expected. Imagine if you were in a similar situation and somebody from your family suffered something similar. You'd be very pissed off. I understand that is not the way of talking to someone, but I also get why he would do that. Trying to avoid 2 versus 1. There was also the other lady, right? I think she's probably her assistant.
How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath
I think
the
if
government
you've been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this
Why
committee
the fuck are you
not actually
blaming
interested in solving
them?
fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue.
If the guy is threatening, how is she not threatening there? She is literally cornered here in front of a door. The guy could have been like, hey, excuse me, you're also threatening me. I mean, of course it would be petty, but you know what I mean.
Fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again...
There was a cut there, so I'm guessing that she yapped about it a lot too. That is pretty funny. Republican fraud, and this is under Tim Walz on President Trump Medicare. Even when political times like that / this will use the next thing to duck away, if that medal wasn't good enough, she was already repeating what she said before / deflecting, so it wouldn't have gone anywhere. That's all I also think. The United States of passing the buck.
It is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well,
Is
you
this
saw what
really
happened
the
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in? And these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have.
Those are the representatives that are supposed to face you whenever anything goes bad because of their decision making.
A governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die?
There's people that have died.
How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
I like to. This guy talks about things that are not related, but I'd like to know that those sources as well. No matter the site, whoever is paying with the fraud wants to keep it going, so they'll do whatever they fittingly can to ensure so. Absolutely. Still, insane. How many dollars? How many dollars did it end up being? What was the count? In one day, we uncovered an estimate of 111 million worth of fraud. There you go. I bet there's even more, but maybe they're not that well known or public information. He cares, but ultimately can't fit the points together neatly. Many such cases. Yeah, absolutely. That's why we need people that can keep their head cool. Definitely. Total fraud from Minnesota, 9 billion so far. That's what's crazy. So, in the beginning, it's here. Minnesota's social service fraud scandal. Estimated stolen by scammers, 9 billion. Somalia's GDP, 12 billion. Imagine if those 9 billion have been sent back to Somalia, and that's why it's 12 billion now. That would not seem impossible to me. 75% of Somalia's GDP. Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely. I hope that something gets done. I don't know. For how long has this been happening though? Because so far, I think they've counted at least 3 years of the different daycares receiving at least 3 million each year. Oh, that was Somalia's GDP. I thought that was saying the GDP of Somalis in America. No. The Somalia GDP include the piracy though? I wonder.